charm. So fightaesthetic.asia, that's one of our sponsors for the podcast. If you use the code BJJAsia, you get 10% off all products, except from the Legacy Gi. And another sponsor of mine is staylean.food on IG, and they do chicken protein drinks where they blend chicken and yogurt, and they do a lot of high protein meals as well, Thai style. So check them out, they're delicious. All right. So today's guest on episode technically number 11, when this comes out, is Patrick Letica. I hope I probably messed that up. It's okay. We got connected through a mutual friend of ours called The Wiz in Nepal. And his IG is called My Way to Japan. And he's doing like a small charity cycle from Switzerland to Japan. And he's made his way from Thailand to Thailand now. So I'm going to get Patrick to introduce himself. So Patrick, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself.
Thanks, Mac. It's an honor for me to be here. So my name is, you said it right, Patrick Letica.
Awesome.
27 years old, born and grew up in Switzerland, original from Croatia. And yeah, since today is the exactly 502nd day since I started my journey, cycling from Switzerland all the way to Japan.
So when did you start doing jiu-jitsu?
I started jiu-jitsu before 4.5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, in Zurich, Carlson Gracie, Zurich. Under my professor Broa, and until now it's just an amazing journey what I experienced in jiu-jitsu, and it's just the beginning. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah. So it looks, from what I understand, I think you're with this whole projects that you're undertaking right now, you're doing some charity projects for gyms in Brazil, right? How did that come about?
So like the idea was, when I thought about this journey, I was like, maybe I could combine it to also help other people. So during lockdown, that was to beginning 21, then I went to Brazil to my professor, and yeah, just stayed there, trained jiu-jitsu, and then I met all these nice people there. Also, one of the guys was Jairo and Renan. So we talked, and the idea came, man, I could like really help you, you know, your students, these kids who really don't have any money. So to just, support them a little bit, because for them my professor, Broa, is like a big idol. So he did it out of the favela in Brazil. Now he's living since 10 years in Switzerland, really successful, and just doing his best, what he can. And they really respect him there in Brazil. So, you know, why not give the kids also the same chance? Because jiu-jitsu is like a great tool to, build fundamentally and good character, discipline, mindset, to just be the best person of yourself, to make the best out of your life.
Yeah. So when did this kind of like idea of like going from Switzerland all the way to Japan come about? Like when did the idea start materializing in your mind?
That was 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this time I worked as a finance advisor.
Oh. And
that was probably one of the best and hardest time in my life. So I worked 2.5 years on commission, and you know how it is. You have to work, you have to sell the contracts, otherwise you don't earn any money. At this time, I just realized that I don't want to do this my whole life. You know, sitting in the office or like talking to the clients and every time about the same stuff. And I just realized, no, that's not my path. So then I start questioning myself, like, where do I see myself in the future and what do I really like? And I always knew I want to travel. I want to explore the world. The world is so big, so beautiful. And I didn't saw nothing at this time, just Europe, always Switzerland, Croatia, Bosnia, visit my family, nothing else. So this dream and this desire came, hey, I have to change something and I want to do a trip, but not on a normal way, just like with airplane or like with a car. No, I need a challenge. So why not with a bicycle?
Okay.
And the funny thing is, I never cycled before.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
But really don't matter, because if you really believe in yourself and you have this dream, Of course you can do it.
Yeah. So in terms of the planning stages, so obviously you need to get a bike that's durable, obviously, right? And you've got to map out your route, or are you mapping out your route all the way from Switzerland to Japan, or are you doing it in segments?
So I did. In the beginning, I made a route, but you have to be flexible.
Of course.
Because I realized real quick, no, I cannot go like the exactly route which I planned. Especially at this time when I was in Turkey. That was now exactly 1 year and 1 month ago. So at this time, of many people, they told me you should not go to Iran at this time. So avoid it. And funny thing, a friend of Zurich, which I train jiu-jitsu, he lives in Erbil, which is the capital of North Iraq. So it's Kurdistan.
Yeah.
And he told me like, hey, Patrick, please come and visit me. I heard you are passing across Iraq. He asked my professor, Broa.
Yeah.
And he had no idea where I'm going. But he just said, yeah, he's going across Iraq. And then he started texting me. And I was like, okay, is it safe? He said, yeah. I said, okay, I'm coming. Just going to Iraq. And at this time, I really like it, and spoke to other people, and they all told me, yeah, you did the right decision. So make another route. And then I had to plan, instead of going to Iran and then like Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, these countries, then I cycled from Iraq to Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE. And from there, I continued to Pakistan.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. But you started in Switzerland. So the first country what are the first borders that you crossed?
The Italy border.
The Italian border.
Yeah, Italian.
Okay.
Switzerland, Italy.
Yeah. How did the routes get more challenging as you start going through, or like when you first started like cycling, for example, what are some of the things that you found really unexpected?
I knew it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
But that hard.
Yeah.
Man, like the first day, I did 100 kilometer, and it was just going uphill. I died. What do you think? Which time I arrived at this place, which I set my goal? What do you think? Which time?
I have no idea.
Man, I arrived like 3:30 a.m.
Ooh.
But I wanted to, I had to. I set this in my this goal. And I even took like a power nap on a bridge middle of the night.
Yeah.
I was like pushing my bike uphill to this mountain, and like this kind of stuff, it's everything like part of the journey.
Yeah.
So I felt like it's getting easier, but still like every time super hard. So the condition just, get better. So I felt physically like stronger, like when I was already like 2 weeks on my bike. But before, this was terrible. I was dying, like everything hurts. You're not used to. And like my preparation was not really that good.
Well, you don't know what to expect because you've never cycled before, obviously, right?
Never.
Right.
So I did like 3 preparation tours before. Like funny thing, one of them was I cycled from my mom's place to my sister's place, which is like 120 kilometers far away. I told her, hey, Meili, I'm going to arrive at lunchtime, prepare some food. Yeah. Man, I arrived evening, completely exhausted, like I was dead, but it's okay, So, and like the condition changed then when I arrived to the Arabian countries. Yeah. So like Europe was pretty easy. It was like, of course it was hard. It was challenging. Yeah. But it was like a preparation for like big part for like the difficult part, let's say like this, also like from the nature. Yeah, in Europe, you have like uphills, downhills, like this mountain region, especially then when I was in Turkey. And like Toscana, Italy, you all have these places. But then cycling in the desert. Yeah. That was
next level, right?
That was hard. That was different. Yeah. So, but I enjoyed because I knew, okay, it's just make you stronger, and this kind of experience is just unique. Yeah. So, in terms of, so the first area that you're traveling through was Europe and then Turkey as well. How did you get a lot of training in between when you're in Europe? I tried to. Yeah. So in every country, I train jiu-jitsu. Yeah. So but it's not at same level like before when I lived in Switzerland. So then okay, you train like twice a day, you have your program. This day is just technical training, next day sparring. No chance. Like when I was on the road, it was pretty hard. It was really hard because I just have like one example in my head when I arrived in Skopje, the capital of North Macedonia.
Okay.
So I was exhausted. And then same day in the evening, I went to Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about myself at this training, at this evening, because you're just at your limit of physically, like, I would say, like...
you're moving all day.
Yeah, I was already, like really, really tired. And then you go and put yourself again in a hard situation, like hard moments rolling with big guys, Balkan guys. They're like, just, even, like if they're like blue belt, whatever, they want to smash you, know, because you're like the new one and it's every time the same.
Yeah.
So you have to be focused, you have to fight. And man, I just realized, fuck it, man, I'm so tired, but you have to keep on, to keep moving. And I felt like after this session, I was not happy. I was not like really proud of myself because I knew, okay, I could do much more. But then I have just to realize and zoom out. And you just cycle, from Switzerland to North Macedonia. Come on, it's okay that, you get tapped at this time because you're already at your limit and you did everything and you should be proud of yourself, So, and then I realized, okay, good job, and that's all about it. So you never quit. You always do it again. Don't matter how you feel. And that's all about. Yeah.
So after Europe, you're going into like the Arabian countries, right? Obviously, it's like desert landscape. So like in terms of like how dangerous it is, I mean, I can imagine you're cycling through like long periods of just desert road. So how did you like, how do you like mitigate like risk, let's say, for example, of dehydration, stuff like that?
So I'm really thankful for all the Arabian people who stopped for me, who helped me, because that's just awesome. They are really, really awesome. Like the hospitality, they always stopped when they asked me, do you need water? Do you need food? Like everything, you want to come over, stay at night. That was great. I think without their help, it will be much, much harder. So yeah, I took like a pause whenever I need it under like a bridge when you have like some shadow. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like
the sun just beams down you,
killing you, And yeah, but with the help of the people, it was not easy, but more easier.
Much easier.
Much easier, yeah.
Very hospitable then.
Very, very. So it started already, in Turkey and then it also started getting like colder. At the region, it was like 0 degree. And when I couldn't find like a sleeping place, normally I always put my tent in the nature, but sometimes you're just cycling so late and it's completely dark. You can't see like what's around. Then I stopped and people told me like, you can sleep in the mosque, just put your sleeping mat down here and sleep and stay, you're protect of the weather, which is like really, really nice. And that was like the whole time from Turkey to also Pakistan. Wow. The hospitality. Really amazing.
Wow. So in terms of like the Arabian country or the Middle Eastern countries that you've been to, which countries did you find, let's say, the most challenging, and where did you find the most hospitable, for example?
Of all the countries?
Of all the Middle Eastern countries that you went through, yeah.
Ooh, it's like pretty like similar.
All similar culturally.
Yeah. All similar culturally. Just like it changed of the nature from Turkey, very like a lot of mountains, hilly region, to then like Iraq from Baghdad. It was just like flat.
Oh, right. Okay.
Flat until Dubai.
There's no danger whatsoever.
So there was like one spot which is south of Erbil, in between Erbil and Baghdad. So in this region, it's only like 300 kilometers.
Right, only.
It's not that far. It's like when I cycle,
but if it's flat, it's not so bad, right?
Yeah, it's flat. Okay. Then it takes me like easy, like 3 days. So, but many people told me like it's not really safe in between there. So there are still ices, and you should avoid to cycle there. And I'm this type of guy, you know. I just go.
Yeah,
it will come how it will come, you know. I really trust myself. I trust my path. But at this time, just in this moment, I just thought about my family and friends, you know, my lovely people. And it's not a big deal for me, you know, going across a situation like this, because I know I will do the best out of it, but it's more for them.
Yeah.
Because just imagine you're sitting home and you're becoming a message, hey, your son is under ISIS, whatever, he's in the prison. You know, my mom or my friends, they would die, you know, they freak out. So better not to put them into a situation like this. So that's why I avoid to cycle just this 300 kilometers. I took the plane and easy. Then I continued.
It's a much smarter option,
because I don't have to prove nothing to no one. Because already, you know, arriving to Iraq, cycling across Iraq is like a big deal. So
I was thinking the same thing when I was living in Myanmar as well. I was fine. Lockdowns were happening, military coup was happening. I'm fine. I'm relatively safe. I'm okay. But then you got to think about the people that you love, right? And do you really want to put them in a situation where they're worried? And a lot of my family was like advising me, maybe it's time to get out for a little while. And I just thought, okay, I'm being selfish if I try and stay. So that's why I left, basically. So what's the training like in the Middle East? How's the level?
So it's like really different from country to country. So in Turkey, I thought it will be much higher level.
Okay.
But it isn't. And jiu-jitsu is not real like what they really do, the Turkish guys. And then like Iraq, like training in Erbil, it was like great with my friends from Henzo Gracie. They have a dojo there, and it was a really nice time. It's more that it's upcoming. Upcoming. So like for whole Iraq, also like in Erbil, then in Baghdad, like same. In Kuwait, like much higher level. They also compete a lot. Like tough guys. Then in Saudi Arabia, I trained in Dammam, which is close to Bahrain at the border. And like they are good. They are a good level. And if you go more east, then it's getting better and better and better. Because like in UAE, Abu Dhabi,
it's in the school curriculums.
It is.
So from what I understand as well, it's the there's two organizations in that area. It's the UAE JJF, obviously. So you have like AJP Tour, you have the Intercontinental, then you have like the Grand Slam in Tokyo as well. So it's all kind of like oil money getting funded into like the school curriculums as well. So it's mandatory for kids to learn jiu-jitsu. I think it's two brothers. One brother runs the UAE JJF and the other brother runs ADCC. So they have like unlimited like funding to like run these competitions. And Europe, it's like huge now. And now in Southeast Asia, it's just starting. And like they've already announced competitions in Malaysia, Philippines. They've got, I think they're going to have it in Indonesia as well. And then obviously I'll be helping out with AJP in Thailand in February as well. So, I mean, they're trying to expand it. And obviously they have that incentive where they bring a lot of, where you get points so you can compete at the World Championships. And I remember actually the national team from Bahrain came to train at our gym, which was awesome. And one of the guys, very, very passionate. And I think he's like a really famous orthopedic surgeon in Bahrain as well. So it's pretty crazy. So they're very passionate in those countries now with jiu-jitsu. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Like from Qatar, then it started to having, they had a lot of Brazilians also, which are abroad. They work there, they teach, and like the level, of course, it's get higher and higher. So in Doha, where I trained, and in Dubai, wow, so many Brazilians. I thought I'm in Brazil again, you know. So it was pretty cool. And of course, like for all the guys there, like great opportunity, you know, to roll with strong guys like them.
I mean, they have different coaches for different people. So I think it's like the minimum you have to be is a brown belt, I think. I think that's what the requirement is. And then depending on your level of competition experience or your coachability or your resume, I think the grade of how much you get paid is higher. But then obviously like some of the, there's some coaches for the military, for example, for the police. And then for like everybody else, basically.
Many of them.
It's crazy.
It's really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really like that idea, you know, that the police, military, that they should train martial art, jiu-jitsu, whatever, because come on, like when I look to Switzerland, like the basic, of course they do some martial art or just like self-defense, you know, but it's never, you know, same level. So you really, it's again, you have to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, even when you're a policeman, because that can be really tough, you know, once you have like a mission, whatever, and you don't know how to react in this kind of situation, then it can be dangerous.
Yeah. I was, before things got a little bit chaotic in Myanmar as well, the kid, his father was high ranking in the military, and I just suggested, why don't we do something where we can teach jiu-jitsu with the military there? I didn't really understand what the politics was at the time, so I mean, I was just suggesting it because the kid seemed like a really nice guy as well, but apparently, especially Myanmar, the way the military is a really closed off community.
Yeah.
But then when you go to countries like Cambodia, I've got a friend that's half Cambodian called V. He runs a gym called 8 Chart. And the gym's now more to do with Chari, with disadvantaged kids, teaching them jiu-jitsu. But from what I understand, V is working pretty closely with the military there and how to strip away all the sports jiu-jitsu kind of things and then kind of like filtering it down to what really works in real combat situations. So he's working with the military doing that right now.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's nice.
Yeah. So how many days were you in Europe, and then how many days were you in the Middle East?
It took me 4 months to arrive to Istanbul,
right?
From Switzerland, from Zurich. And like in Turkey, I stayed 2 months, and then I was already in the Arabian countries. And from there, like today is the 1st December.
Yes, 1st December now, yeah.
So yesterday, before 1 year, I arrived in Iraq. And then I stayed there until March, 11 March. And then I flew from Dubai to Karachi, Pakistan. So what it is, November, December, January, February, like 5 months.
Yeah.
5 months. And spent so totally like 7 months in the Islamic countries.
Yeah.
So yeah, like great experience, great time.
You really enjoyed that?
Yeah, it's really, really
right,
cool.
Okay. I think you were telling me earlier on, we were just having a quick coffee as well. I think just before you left Pakistan, it got a little bit chaotic there. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Exactly. So, man, just imagine, you know, you're cycling and they're like burning like cars and like trucks. So there was like something with the ex-premier minister, and the military took the power, and it just started to be really uncomfortable.
Hostile. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but I don't know, like for me, you know, I just take it how it is, you know. And of course, you're not like living there. It's much different when you're a Pakistani, and then you feel it much, much more. Yeah. But I guess it was like a good time to leave the country after 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you crossed the border from Pakistan to India?
Exactly.
India.
The Wagah border.
Ah, right. Okay. So how did you find India, and how long were you there for?
Bro, that was that was a hard and interesting time.
Yeah.
So I have like to say it already started to be like hard in a way, just uncomfortable sometimes for myself when I reached Pakistan and started cycling there, because so many people, so many traffic, super loud, everything, you know, it's just like too much for yourself, like you're like shit, what's happened, you know? So, and especially just imagine you stop to check like the route, drink water, 20 seconds later, like 10 persons standing around you, staring, touching you, and you feel like
you don't know what's going
all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and you just want to have your space, you know, your peace, but sometimes you can't choose what you get.
Yeah.
So then I realized, okay, it's really not worth, you know, to be like, not aggressive, but like stressed, you know, so find a way to deal with it, you know, stay calm and just relax, because put yourself in the situation of them. Like they're seeing a white guy with a bicycle, like what the hell, you know?
Yeah.
did he got lost? What is he doing here? So it's very interesting for them. Then I realized this by time. So in India, it was just like a little bit more than Pakistan.
Right.
Much more, especially, you know, like the traffic. They don't have rules.
No, none.
Not at all. Bro, you're cycling and like a truck is coming to you and you're like, am I on the wrong way? You're like on the wrong track, on the wrong street.
Yeah.
No, I'm right. But this guy is just,
he doesn't care
what he wants, you know? And then like the motorbikes, they're like flies, you know, like zzz, everywhere and cars and trucks and whatever. Crazy, crazy. And like India was really like the hardest part until now because at this time it was also summer. So I cycled like in 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Dying, you know, I had to wake up really early, prepare my stuff and just start cycling around 5:30, 6 a.m. Just that it's not be that hot, you know, otherwise like at lunchtime, you can't move. It's just too much. So yeah. Many things else, you know, also like, especially in the end, like close to Nepal, that was like the most, like a really, how to say, hard situation because I got an accident and like, it was just like 60, 70 kilometers away from Nepal. And yeah, I can't remember what happened.
Oh, wow.
They found me on the street, unconscious. So I got a front crash.
Oh.
And the driver disappeared.
Of course. Yeah.
And so like people found me, they carried me to the side. Then I woke up again, got my conscience back. And I was like, just what happened? You know, my brain was hurting, was like everything was like spinning around. And yeah, seeing my bicycle completely destroyed. Yeah. It was like, oh shit, what now? So, and of course, what do you expect? Like 30 people around me. Oh, you know, I felt like in a zoo, you know, like, oh, what is this? And I'm just sitting there, you know, try to bring my shit together just to keep focusing even in this situation because you're by yourself. You don't know anyone. Yeah. You know, you can't contact your best friend, bro, come pick me up. No chance, you know. So stay calm, just relax, breathe, and step by step. So what else? Then we went to the hospital.
In India.
In India.
Yeah.
Like a small hospital. So I was there in the room where it's like the doctor. And I felt like it's I don't know, like a night marked or like just a mark because
just chaos.
Full. And they just came for me to look what happened. And there was a journalist. He was with his camera there. And he asked me like, can we do an interview? I said, hey, go away. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. What kind of interview you want to do? Bro, I just survived, you know. My helmet saved my life. It was fucked up, everything. And I'm super lucky, you know. I didn't break anything. Yeah. I'm still here. So thanks God, you know, and go away, you know. And terrible. Then I had to wait like 4 hours, I think, at the police station because they just don't know what they do. Yeah. They had to like bring me to the next city so I can just rest in a hotel. But they didn't. They said, yeah, we're gonna come. They had like a mission. So all day they disappeared. They went for like this mission, whatever. And then I had to go with a tuk-tuk. Okay. Bicycle, everything, you know. And I'm like, my brain.
Did you even get like a CT scan or anything?
Nothing.
I mean, you're obviously concussed, right?
I had a concussion. Yeah. I had, you know, nothing. I just like survival of the fittest, you know, just the hard guys, they will survive. So what should I do? You know, everything was hurting. I was just like totally on my end. And like finally when I got to the hotel room, bro, I just slept, you know. Yeah. Like 2 days, I don't know, just chill, rest, and I was staying in this hotel room. And then when I reached later Kathmandu, I did a MRI, and luckily nothing. Okay. You know, it just like was the shock, and my brain got like shaken, so it was just But crazy. crazy.
It could have been a lot worse. Yeah.
It could, but I'm super lucky.
Very lucky. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you get to Nepal, and oh, I wanted to ask as well. Yeah, in terms of the food when you're traveling through, where was your favorite places to eat, or what food were you surprised that you really enjoyed?
So,
Good question, right?
that's a good question. And like the best foods until now, like here in Thailand.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, here in Thailand.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm vegetarian since 4 years.
Oh, okay.
So even then, it was no problem. You know, always find good food, and I was never hungry. So all good, you know. And depends on the region. Like in the Arabians, I always ate a lot of falafel. You know, like vegetables. They everywhere they have vegetables. So like rice and like pasta, whatever. So you always find it. Also like especially like in Pakistan, like they have delicious bread.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really good bread. And just like, the kitchen there is it's really good. Yeah.
You didn't get any food poisoning or anything?
Not a food poison, but because the water.
Right.
I got so bad diarrhea.
Really?
I was...
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was dying.
Yeah.
That happened first when I was in Karachi. I wanted to continue, but then it just started. Yeah. So I had to rest 1 week more. So I'd stay at my friend's place, Nile, and had my room, everything good. You know, I was just like toilet, bed all the time. And then when I felt better, okay, then I went to Islamabad, and from there I cycled all the way like the mountains, the north. And once I reached Chitral, which is like a very beautiful, nice place, historical also, then it hits me again. Oh. And not because the food, it was just, bad mistake. Guys, if you listen to it, never use like the water from the toilet, you know, to brush your teeth.
Oh, that's how you got it. Just brushing your teeth in water, that's it.
Nothing else. So really bad. You have to be careful. Always use like water from the bottle. Never, you know, do this mistake, because then it just started, and I had it like 2 weeks in the north, so it hits me hard. But by time, lucky, I got better again, and since then, that was like in April. Since then, I never had it again.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
All part of the journey. Yeah,
it's true.
That's life. We know it when we go somewhere holidays, right? And you try the local food. You're not used to. And it's just maybe a little bit too much for your stomach. So, and then, you just need some times but it can happen.
Same in Myanmar as well. They didn't have refrigeration for a very long time. So in terms of the food as well, they usually preserve food by making it super oily. So that the top layer of oil keeps the food preserved as well. So then when they serve you the food, there's like a big layer of oil on top, and it's just like,
so nice.
And the oil's not exactly the cleanest oil as well. It's probably reused cooking oil as well, right? So it's called Burma belly. I got that a few times.
And you don't know how long this oil is already, you know?
Exactly.
So you got it a few times?
A couple of times, yeah. Another issue is like I don't like taking antibiotics.
Same for me. Yeah. I avoid it.
I try and avoid it, but I think I did 3 days, and they said, please do the full 5 days. I did 3 days, and I just thought, screw it. I don't want to take any more. And then he just came back immediately after that. So then those 2 weeks of Burma belly, basically,
really bad.
Yeah.
Just because the food?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just because
like water.
The water I've been lucky with. I was relatively quite careful about it. Yeah, but it's usually the food. Yeah. So Nepal, how long were you there for?
1 month.
1 month.
Exactly 1 month. Yeah.
Where did you visit in Nepal?
So I entered Nepal by foot. So because bicycle got destroyed, I bought a backpack, and then I started walking. Had to stop because just the confusion was too much. Then I just went directly to Kathmandu by car, and there I stayed. So like luckily like in this hotel where I stayed, I met my friend, and cross him I got introduced to 2 gyms. No, first one, it's Tap Out
Mhm.
gym.
Yep.
And there I met this.
Yeah.
So like we vibed from the first moment. He's a great guy, and
is,
we
yeah.
really had a short but nice time together.
Yeah.
So we had a nice talk. Then like a flow roll. I was like, bro, I just got hit.
Yeah.
Just chill. I can't roll
Yeah.
too much. He said, all good.
Yeah.
And then he invited me to his dojo in the evening. So I went there, and he asked me, do you want to teach? I said, yeah, why not, So it was like a cool experience. And one day later, he had to go to Thailand.
Yeah.
One of his students had a fight.
Ravindra, yeah.
Exactly, one championship he won.
Yeah.
Great. Great victory.
Yeah.
And then I stayed just a full month in Kathmandu, was teaching in both
the gyms.
Yeah, lock and roll, and also then tap out, just like 3 times per week, morning, afternoon. It was great, So I had like time to recover myself from the accident, and just came by time like back to my old shape, start training a little bit, and like really, really nice.
Yeah.
But Nepal is like,
You really liked it.
it was really cool.
Yeah.
Really. But I have to go back when it's not also raining season,
Right.
to go for some hikes and just visit other places. So I'm sure next time I'm going to visit it, I will stay for longer.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be there maybe when Diz is organizing the NWC or the Nepal Warrior Championships event, because he wants me to come and like check it out and
You
stuff
have
like
to.
that. Yeah. Taka wants to come as well. We want to film the whole thing. So that's the plan next. And he also said if you're going to come for at least a week or 2 weeks, because there's another city in Nepal called Pokhara. I heard it's supposed to be the most beautiful city in the world. But Diz as well, he's created something pretty incredible. He's very charismatic, actually. Surprisingly, he's just got that kind of like charisma, right? So he can organize all these kind of things, and he has these people that want to follow him as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's a good leader.
Yeah, exactly.
And people really like and appreciate him, respect him.
You see the guys that are around him, right? He's got warriors around him.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Nepali warriors.
Yeah, exactly. And they've got like crazy. I don't know if you roll with a lot of them, but like what they lack in like a few more years and they'll probably reach the technical level. But what I find is what they lack in technique, they make up for in terms of their pacing, because they just have like unlimited gas tank. I feel.
True. I realized this when I was teaching and lock and roll, and I was just like sitting after our training and just see, some of them are still training. They are like real warriors, and really respect them. And yeah, how you said, just a couple of years more, and they will be like on a really good level, especially like jiu-jitsu, because they just mostly do MMA. So yeah, let's see. I think it's gonna be something.
I think so. Yeah,
really,
jiu-jitsu only came the last few years during lockdown. I think as well.
True.
So
Not long ago.
Yeah, it's gonna grow for sure. So after Nepal, where was next?
So from Kathmandu, because I knew about the situation in Myanmar, which is actually, it's the best. So I don't have to tell you this. So I was not able to go to Myanmar because also I didn't have a bicycle anymore.
Yeah.
So like my plan was I will send my bicycle from India to Thailand, and then I'm going to fly from Kathmandu to Bangkok and stay there. And that's like my officially big like rest in between. So a good friend of me, Stephanie, lives in Hua Hin. So I stayed there for a while, and I was expecting, that my bicycle will come like soon. Bro, it's still not here. You know when this happened?
It's Southeast Asia.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But they told me Monday.
Yeah.
So today is Friday.
Yeah.
So in 3 days it should arrive.
Okay.
Let's see. They say in the Arabian countries, inshallah, it will come. So I hope so. Otherwise, it's okay, because that's what I also learned. You should be like focused on the material things, and hold too much on it. Just let it go. So if it's come, great. Then I will try to fix my bike. Otherwise, fuck off. I buy a new one, buy the new stuff, but everything is inside there. Yeah. So, but it just is. It is how it is. So you have to keep going.
So after Thailand, you're going to be you're going to cycle from Thailand to, is it Cambodia or Vietnam next?
First Cambodia.
First Cambodia. And then after Cambodia is going to be Vietnam. Vietnam is going to be interesting. The jiu-jitsu scene is interesting there.
Okay.
For sure, yeah. Like, I know a lot of the people there. There's got my pronunciation of like Vietnamese names are terrible. So in Hanoi, they've got Ronan. I've never trained there, but I know one of the head coaches there. I trained at Hanoi BJJ about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Very nice. They use like a government martial arts building, and they've got all these different disciplines teaching there.
Oh, man.
And in Ho Chi Minh, there's a guy called Anthony. He's originally from he's US Vietnamese, but he used to be one of the head managers of Saigon Sports Club, which is like this huge super facility. They hosted a couple of competitions there before everything became a little bit difficult. But he decided to do his own thing. He got his black belt now, and he's got a gym called Jozu. Jozu. So I highly recommend you train there.
Which city?
That one's in Ho Chi Minh.
Ho Chi Minh,
yeah,
the capital, right?
Yeah. Super nice guy, and he's actually just expanded after maybe like a short period of being in a small space. They're in a huge space now. My other friend Duc, he runs a gym called Jizidio, and I think he's like the only gi brand in Vietnam actually.
Okay.
Gi's in Saigon.
Okay.
So that's another place you want to visit as well.
I have to.
Yeah.
You have to send me these names.
Yeah, all of them. I'll send them all to you later.
Them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think it's like pretty on the road. So of course the capital, and then cycle all the way the coast up to
Hanoi.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's jiu-jitsu in Da Nang as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's jiu-jitsu everywhere in Vietnam now.
I will try it.
Yeah. That'll be awesome.
Man, I think when this journey comes to an end, gonna have like some kind of list of dojos, of countries, everything. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
So the end of the trip's going to be in Japan, but you want to stay there for a little while, right?
True.
Yeah.
Probably like for 6 months.
Oh, 6 months. Wow. What's the plan?
Like with Swiss passport, I can stay so long.
Yeah.
And like the plan is to cycle around whole Japan. So I will arrive probably from South Korea to like the South Japan, and then going all the way up and down, and just stay in every city, train jiu-jitsu, judo, improve my Japanese, just enjoy the time there, because it's like a really big deal for me, big dream, to stay there, to reach this country and just to enjoy it.
Yeah. I find a lot of foreigners, they always say to me, I ask them like, where do you want to train? And they always say Japan. They have this idea of like Japan being kind of like a birthplace of like martial arts, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a samurai.
Yeah.
I truly believe I was like a samurai in my past life. Like a warrior.
Yeah. Yeah. Japan's going to be Japan, definitely. The jiu-jitsu is really good, fun there as well.
You know how it is. Like, how many dojos did you train there?
Quite a few. I mean, I'm based in Yokohama, so I was training at a gym there. And then I found, for me, I'm quite westernized, so I tend to like a little bit more Western culture in terms of my gym. In between Tokyo and Yokohama, there's a place called Kamata, which is around like Kawasaki area.
Yeah.
And there's a guy called Yuji that runs a little gym called Ishin. And he trained in the US and studied in the US as well. And he got his black from Kleber, and he spoke really good English as well. So I kind of vibed with him, and that's why I decided to train with him. Yeah.
Can you recommend it?
I definitely recommend Ishin for one. And mostly Carpe Diem gyms are really friendly. Whichever station you are in Tokyo, there's usually a gym there.
Nice.
There's even 2 Carpe Diems in Okinawa as well. Highly recommend those. And generally, they're a lot more, like foreigner friendly. So some gyms, they just don't care. It's like, oh, they're not going to try and accommodate foreigners when they visit. But Carpe Diem in general, if you go to any of the branches, they're generally really friendly and very accommodating. Ishikawa was like that just because he started jiu-jitsu at a young age when he went to Arizona State University. Yeah. And when he came back, he was training. And obviously, like, martial arts is a huge thing in Japan. But then culture is very different as well. True. And if you actually speak to Ishikawa, initially when he started his own gym, he was called the pirate. Like, he was considered the pirate of jiu-jitsu. Pirate, yeah. So this is an interesting story. Kind of, yeah. One of the reasons is because in Japan, you have this hierarchy of teacher and student. Yeah. And they expect you to be you follow the leader unquestionably. And then you have to teach. Yeah. You don't get paid. Yeah. it's the honor of teaching for your teacher. And he wanted to change this culture because if you want to do jiu-jitsu full time and you're not getting paid to teach, you have nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Bro, you know?
And so he tried to change this by giving a living wage to jiu-jitsu people.
Yeah.
And eventually, before you know it, all these people from different regions of Japan that are high-level competitors start saying, "Can I work for you, please?" And they started in three. First, it was Aoyama in Tokyo, and then it was Mita, and then there's another place in Hiro. And these are all 3 different regions in Tokyo, because you can imagine how big and congested Tokyo is, right?
Super big.
So then you have these instructors coming along, then you have these foreigners coming along training, and then you want to try and find a way to hire them. And then eventually, let's say 4 or 5 years in, all these high-level competitors are maybe going into their early 30s, and they're thinking, maybe I need to get married, have children, settle down. So then these guys spread out, right? So then they end up opening up gyms in like Osaka, Hokkaido, Okinawa, and then it just spread out like that, basically. And then you have all these different gyms that want to run a successful business, but they kind of want a network. So then they join in with Carpe Diem as well, because the aesthetic is very beautiful as well. I mean, people want to wear the brand, even though they're not associated with the brand or the team, right? So he's done a very good job of maybe making it trend. He's made Carpe Diem as a brand very trendy as well. So I highly recommend training at those gyms, basically.
I think at this time, especially today, it's very, people, they take a lot of, it's important for them. This kind of stuff. So he's doing a great job. So he knows how to do business.
Exactly.
And that's all about these days. And otherwise, if you're a great teacher, you're like the god of jiu-jitsu, but you cannot lead a business, don't matter, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good you are,
so...
And your body wears out eventually, right? I mean, you can't do this forever.
Oh,
no.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, start with jiu-jitsu. It's the best thing. And like,
before you know it, your elbows are fucked up, your shoulders fucked up.
You know,
my neck's messed up right now as well.
Really?
You know, yeah.
And you can't stop, right?
No, you can't. You can. It's all right. Yeah. It's getting worse, but it's okay. You know, yeah. And you get a lot of visitors, especially in Thailand. You get a lot of visitors as well.
Yeah.
After, it was really interesting because before I became one of the partners in the gym, what they figured out was when you actually do the accounting, actually 25% of the revenue actually came from
foreigners,
for visitors. Just drop-ins, right? Because they just come in and out. Yeah. Whereas, let's say you get somewhere like Phuket, probably the ratio is a little bit different. So in Bangkok, it's 75-25, where 75 are regulars and locals. Whereas you can imagine it's probably the exact inverse of that in Phuket, whereas a tourist spot, right?
That makes it really hard to...
You can imagine how bad it got with lockdowns.
Yeah, it is.
You got to adapt. I mean, you're going to see the gyms that adapt, those are the ones that are going to survive eventually, right?
True.
So do you have any, apart from like the journey so far, do you have any more like memorable moments that you can speak of? Or whether it's jiu-jitsu or whether it's been cycling through a certain area?
It's just like every time, you know, I got these beautiful moments with people I don't know, and they, you know, invite you, they help you. Like this hospitality is just always beautiful. And I always try to give it back. So give more than you take. And I truly believe, you know, like with this mindset, it will always be good. And just be friendly, open-minded, you know, and enjoy the ride, the journey, you know. So like also very nice moments was like when my family visited me. So first, like in Istanbul, after the 4 months, my mom and sister came, also my best friend. We spent some time together, and my sister and brother-in-law, they just came 2 months ago in Kopangan. We spent a week together, and now my mom will come and visit me end of the year in Phuket.
Awesome.
So, you know, like this is really nice. And also like something beautiful is the contact with all my friends in Switzerland and all the guys I met on the road, you know, and we're still in contact, sometimes more, sometimes less. But for me, important is that you're still, you know, like I'm not the type of guy I will always text you every day. But for me, it's not important because I know like you're doing good. Like same for me. I know you're doing great. And time by time, you know, we talk, we call each other, and then just have a quick conversation, and everything fine again. But just like, you know, these small moments make it really nice, you know, and they push you. They say like, hey, great job, you know, keep going. You're like a motivation, inspiration for all of us. So yeah.
Future plans, and what are the future goals after the 6 months in Japan? Have you thought about that?
I did.
Yeah.
And what I already know is I can't go back to Switzerland and start, you know,
Just going back to that normal lifestyle again.
No. Just imagine, you know, going from a journey like this, like back to the office, 9 to 5 again.
It doesn't sound possible. No.
Like, come on. Like, I will freak out, you know, real quick. So no. But of course I want to go back to Switzerland, spend some time with my family, friends, just, see them, talk, and just be there a while. But like my main goal is I will focus on doing coachings in the topic of mindset.
Right.
Because I realized everything is mindset. Like the whole journey is just a mindset journey, nothing else. And a lot of people texted me, like social media, like, wow, how you do this, and you're so brave. I also want to do this, but everyone can do it. You just need to understand that everything is possible. And if you really look into yourself and start to understand what you're able to, so then go for it.
Yeah.
And I realized like my mission on earth is to help other people, to make them better in every way. Even if it's like just, you know, improve their relationship, like with friends, in the job, like, or just to be the best version of themselves, or like in jiu-jitsu, don't matter.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I like to give. And just to see how they improve makes me happy. So I want to focus becoming like a coach in this topic, and also one day to open my own dojo.
Yeah.
But
you don't know where yet though, right? Yeah.
Not really. Like it in Asia somewhere. I don't know. Like we will see. But that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. I've lived in the UK, I've lived in Japan as well, but for some reason, once I lived in Thailand, it kind of kept on, Southeast Asia just kept on drawing me back for something. There's some kind of charm about it.
Do you like it here more than
Japan and UK? Yeah, definitely.
What's the difference?
Japan was too structured.
Too structured.
Yeah. Too structured. And at the same time, a mixed race as well.
Yeah.
So when I went back to Japan, they expect you to be Japanese, right? And in the UK, you don't realize it until you leave. Europe, you're different. Because like when I moved to Thailand, I got treated very differently. In Japan, I'm pretty normal, but Asia, I felt a lot more welcome, basically. And just the UK weather is just the worst thing in the world.
Same like Switzerland. I know, it's like, come on.
I remember I went back for Christmas after maybe like a year in Thailand, working in Thailand when I first came, and I remember I left one of my friends' gyms in Glasgow in Scotland, and I'm looking at all these shitty buildings. The roads are wet, it's covered in muddy snow, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm never moving back here if I can help it. Yeah,
exhausted.
It is a little bit.
You get depressive, you know.
Yeah, I can see why people get depressed there, and plus like the light in the daytime changes in the winter time as well, right?
It makes so much with you.
Yeah.
When you have sunlight.
Asia's exciting as well. There's a little bit of like, I don't want to say it in a negative way, but like there's chaos in Asia. Like it's chaotic and everything's moving so fast as well. So you just like, as long as you can control yourself, obviously Bangkok for a lot of foreigners, it's so new, it's so exciting. There's less rules.
True.
If you can't control yourself, it can kind of like swallow you up a little bit, where like you just like there's too much there's just too much like too many things kind of exciting you at the same time before you just get wrapped up in it, basically. But if you can control yourself, like Asia can be a great place to be, I think.
It's always about control.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can try at least, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes not, but what you can always control is your state of mind, how you react to things. And I know what you mean with Asia. Yeah. I really like it too, you know, how it's going on here, and like very interesting to see like the difference between the countries. Yeah. So like I just been in the Philippines before, like a month ago. Completely different.
Yeah.
To comparing to Thailand, and I believe it will also be then to Cambodia and Vietnam.
Yeah.
But that's just the way how it is, you know, the beauty, every country is special by themselves. And I think also like Myanmar, you said like it's like 10, 15 years
behind
Thailand. And that makes it also very like interesting.
Exciting.
It's a little bit more like more calm, but still chaotic.
Yeah.
But like in a different way, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So
how did you find the Philippines overall? Did you train there?
I did.
Yeah. Were you in Manila?
No, we just flew to Manila and then to Cebu.
Ah, you went to Cebu.
Yeah,
okay.
I stayed in Cebu, but I trained in Cebu Eskrima.
Right.
Do you know it?
It's like the Filipino martial art, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
the stick and knife fight. So I learned this from my friend Stefan and Daniel back in Switzerland, and they are like grandmaster in this. And my friend Stefan, he lived before 30 years in Cebu. He was diving teacher and also teaching Eskrima training there. And we went together to visit it, and then we trained there just the whole week Eskrima, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And then we went to Bohol, the island next to it, and there I trained. There was a Nogi class with the guys, good guys. And it's like same, you know, it's upcoming, like it's starting, you know, like still not at the highest level, but they're doing, you know, like they're doing good.
Yeah. If you go to Manila, it's a little bit different. There's gyms everywhere there. Like
really?
There's hundreds of gyms. If you go into like the affluent area called Makati, there's like gyms in every single building, basically.
Oh shit.
Even my friend runs a gym there as well now. Yeah.
How is the level?
Very high.
High?
They have the national, I'd say probably one of the highest level Southeast Asian national teams are Philippines.
Really?
And one of the reasons being is because Philippines has a really strong connection with the US.
Yeah, true.
And the one association with the Philippines that they have right now is Atos. So then the national team, they go train with them, Andre Galvao in San Diego the whole time.
Okay.
And they come in and out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then a lot of, so there's a lot of gyms, there's a lot of associations.
Okay.
So you get a lot of people and high-level competitors coming in to teach in Philippines. They love it there. I mean, Lucas Lepre, there's an association for Lucas Lepre there as well. But yeah, if you go into Manila, a lot of gyms there. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Manila is just too much.
I remember,
super crowded.
We're trying to go train at gyms there during rush hour. There's no way, like, just...
You're not moving.
No, you're not moving. So we just gave up.
Better leave the car, whatever, just walk and maybe you will arrive by time, but it's crazy.
But there's gyms in every other like parts of the bigger cities as well. So you'll find a good gym there. Generally, atmosphere is really friendly there as well. So it's just
they're friendly.
It's just the traffic that can be a bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah,
that's true. I'm sure also like in Cebu they have many gyms, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So like next time, then I will also visit them.
Yeah, they have a lot of competitions there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and around the Philippines.
Like everywhere now here, and especially South Asia, right?
That's what's going to raise the level as well when you think about it, right?
But I saw it also like friends from Pakistan and then in India, in Delhi, they had just like a competition not long time ago, and it's cool, you know, like they're doing something. So it's like Jiu-Jitsu is like spreading out, and it's really cool.
It's pretty awesome because a lot of the I didn't realize how many gyms there are in India. But a lot of them come to do competitions in Thailand, mostly no-gi competition. But yeah, they're up and coming for sure as well.
Yeah, there was an Indian guy at my division when I fought now in AFG in Bangkok. Yeah, so they're also traveling and fighting, so it's cool.
It's pretty awesome.
It is.
Yeah,
especially you know meeting all. Like just I realize it. So I'm not really like into like competition, but it's like super nice. You meet people all over the world, you know. I already like spoke then to a guy I fought. He was from Chiang Mai, from Gato studio. Yeah. And I told him like I would like to visit Chiang Mai. I said sure, yeah. He gave me the contact. Then I visited, trained there. You see, like super nice. Yeah. And also spoke to a guy from South Korea. So already have a contact there. It's all about that, you know, like the network. And
that's the one good thing about jiu-jitsu is like wherever you go, if there's a jiu-jitsu gym, you have a friendly place.
and they help each other.
Exactly.
It's not the same. Like I played before football.
Yeah.
Like as you go like as a football player to somewhere you do holidays, whatever, and you like just to train with the club, no chance.
It's a little bit tribal.
No, they will not let you. Of course, I understand. Like we don't want that you injured our players. So, but yeah, martial art is just different.
Yeah.
So much nicer.
Even in I went to Dubrovnik for a wedding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You like it?
Man, the size of the people in Croatia are crazy.
With the Balkans.
I went to this place called Gladiator MMA. I just contacted them. I said, can I come train with you guys? And like, there's like a 15-year-old kid and he's like taller than me. I was like, what the
Yeah, of course, when he's eating all the time kebab.
Yeah. Man. Well,
like
everyone's, I loved it. Yeah, it was a beautiful city. I was there for a wedding anyway, so it was like, I only got to train once. But yeah, just in general, it's a beautiful city.
Cool.
Yeah.
The only place in Croatia?
Yeah, Dubrovnik, the only place I could visit at the time. Yeah, I was living in Japan at the time as well. So I have, in Japan, like work is work, right? So you have a very limited amount of time to do travel and stuff like that.
They take it very serious.
Well, that's what you're going to notice when you go to Tokyo is the timetable. Classes are like 8 p.m. It's because like even if the even if the working day finishes at 5, let's say for example we're in the office and the boss is sitting at the table, right? The day closes at 5 p.m. right?
Okay.
If he doesn't leave, you don't leave.
I heard about it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're trying to change the culture right now, but yeah, it's going to take a while before it changes in a drastic way.
What do you think about that?
What, that working life? It's no way to live. Yeah. I remember I had a friend, he moved to Thailand for work for a while, and he said, once you graduate from university and then you go into work, you can just expect not to leave the office until 10 p.m. minimum. It's just a cultural thing. And then when he moved to Thailand, he's still working for a Japanese company, but the culture is a little bit more chill, right? And he just said, I can't believe I did that for a year. It's the most dumbest thing I've ever done.
But they don't realize it when they are like really into it.
Yeah.
They are just like stuck.
Yeah.
And like the honor they have, like the respect, beautiful.
Yeah.
You need to have it. I truly believe like it's a good thing, but still you have to put yourself in first place to prioritize some things.
There's no literal translation for individuality in Japan.
They're not.
If you translate it from English or let's say from a different language to the Japanese, it means that you're an outsider basically. So you have to be the same, or you have to conform basically.
And that's the hard thing you said about it, that you have to put yourself in the system. Otherwise, it will not work out.
With most Japanese people, they're in the system and they don't really look outwards. So they think it's normal, right? But then let's say, for example, they move to a different country for work reasons. Some of them just realize some of them like adapt quite well, but some people are so well programmed in Japanese culture, they can't adjust in like this kind of like open environment basically. But again, it's just like times are changing as well. Yeah,
that's true. Let's see how it will be when I arrive.
Yeah, they'll be a lot more friendlier, I think.
Sure. And what I also want to say, I think it's very different if you go from gym to a gym and you can at least a little bit speak Japanese. They will welcome you much more and like
they'll be friendlier.
Right. Because not many of them outside of Tokyo or the big city, they speak English.
Not really, no.
Really? So
if you make an effort, they'll really appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you find like a better connection to them and we'll see how it will be. And I think, it's different. I'm not there to work. I'm traveling, training. So it's like completely different, but I'm sure it's going to be more structure and everything like on the place. And
it'll be good. All right. So lastly, is there anybody you'd like to thank?
To all my close people, really, which support me with like every day, and even the people I don't know, which are randomly found me like on Instagram, but follow me like the whole journey. That's really nice. I appreciate this. I also appreciate your time that we are sitting talking here. Really nice. And yeah, just all the people I met on the way.
All right. Then that you're going to meet in the future as well.
And the future. Yeah. It's still a long way. Like the halfway is done, but
still got a long way to go.
That's
awesome.
That's true.
All right, Patrick, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, bro.